Welcome to Under the Covers.
Where all of our cards are on the table, whether we meant to play them or not.
I'm Bill.
And I'm James.
We're the founders of Iowa Cover Crop, and we disagree about nearly everything.
These are the same conversations we've been having for years.
It starts with farming and usually ends up somewhere else.
No script, no sales pitch, no guarantees we're right.
To keep this from turning into a 3-hour debate, we play a game of cribbage while we talk.
When the game's over, the episode is over.
Somebody's probably wrong.
Someone's definitely losing. This is Under the Covers.
Live from the Art of Aries studios in Jefferson, Iowa.
In the shadow of the bell tower.
It's Under the Covers. Welcome back, everybody.
Hey, how are you, Bill?
Great. And you?
Good. Last time I saw you, we were having pizza.
Pizza.
Remember, I came in, I was supposed to be there at 12:15. I showed up at 12:30.
No. Let's back that up. You told Megan you were going to be there at 12:15. I was home like in the midst of a pretty big project. You told me noon. And then what time did you show up?
12:30.
Yeah.
It's fine. I brought pizza.
Okay.
No one thanked me for bringing pizza. They just barked at me when I went in the door about how I was 30 minutes late. But why were we having pizza?
We were having pizza to welcome our new employee, Amanda.
Yep, we were having a pizza party, and this is our third non-family employee.
Yep.
So we're really excited about it. She just started Monday, and this is another big step for us.
Yeah, she seems pretty awesome. She's got a ton of experience doing exactly what we need. She's going to be incredibly useful, I think. So.
Yep. So just to kind of fill you in, because I don't think we ever told this on the first podcast, but Bill and I, our wives, Melissa and Megan, and all work on the business. And we have 3 employees. Our first employee was Trevor. We told him we needed a little help one afternoon.
And now it's
left.
like 7 years now?
Yeah, and he just kept coming. And
he's been a saint because before we were in the warehouse, he did some less than ideal jobs for us.
I was thinking that when I came in today, I got a beverage in the warehouse, and you know how the guys are always complaining, like, we have no room. We have no room in the warehouse. Like, this thing is a disaster. Like, I'm never going to get it. I'm never going to get anything more in here. Like, I think we could fit 10 more loads in that warehouse.
How quickly they forget.
Yeah. Like, we were in a Quonset building not that long ago. All right. Yeah. So that's employee number 1 was Trevor. And he manages our warehouse, loads and unloads, does logistics.
Yep. Does a lot of the interaction with people walking through the door and a lot of truckers. Just kind of a jack of all trades.
So then last spring, was it last spring?
No, it would have been July, like a year and a half ago. We hired Josh, and Josh started as his job title was operations manager? Yeah, it might be right. Office manager. So doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. We really don't have job titles. I mean, I'm the chief.
Everybody does everything.
Everybody does it. Yeah, exactly. But he was interacting with customers, lining up procurement, lining up sales orders, etc. So then this year he has transitioned to more of a sales role and like dealer procurement, dealer what?
Dealer
relationships.
He's like our DSM if we were a corn company.
Yeah. So he's doing that, and then Amanda's kind of backfilling what Josh did. So
yep. And hopefully taking a little pressure. The girls, they in busy season, it's like stay up till midnight just keeping up with the paperwork. So hopefully gonna help out with a little bit of everything in that way too. So
what do you do, Bill? Do you do anything?
I am the chief bin climber because everybody else there is afraid of heights.
Yeah.
Go. And I do most of the airport operations, and I
do the oat contracts.
Yes. So that's what we're going to talk about.
And the CRP.
Yep. You are the native.
Yeah.
Native pro.
Yeah.
So what we're going to talk about today is oats. We have been raising oats in Iowa cover crop since basically the inception.
Yeah, pretty much.
The whole time.
We've tried a bunch of different crops. We tried to do rye because we use more rye than anything, but rye really likes it up north, we've discovered, and oats really, I mean, they do better up north as well, but we can raise some pretty decent oats in Iowa.
Yep. And remember the first time we raised oats, or we bought oats, and this is really going to flashback. We bought oats from E.J. Bouchard. On last episode, we talked about my harvesting equipment, right? We talked about the green and yellow wagon. We bought oats from E.J. Bouchard and a fake Parker wagon full. And I'm sure they were protected oats. I don't know why they wouldn't have been. And we'll talk about that later in the podcast, the difference between protection and not protection. This isn't a Trojan ad. We're just talking about oats here.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a good one?
That was good.
That one's going to make like the Facebook shorts. All right. So we bought some oats from EJ. Bless his soul. He's passed away now. But we were heading down to your house. I live about 15, 20 miles from you, 15 miles. And like, this is not a roadworthy Parker wagon.
No.
At all. And we were heading down there and did we break the axle or did I just
we lost a wheel bearing, I think is what happened. Yeah.
Lost a wheel bearing on it. And it is August 1st-ish.
It's hot.
It is like 100. And so we got a vac, if I remember right.
Yep.
And we vacked it out.
Cut.
Why do you have to cut first before you do it? It doesn't make any difference.
It's the rules, man. Don't be difficult. Just play by the rules.
You shouldn't. You should wait to do that when you do the counting. That's just my opinion.
All right. Well, write Hoyle's book and tell him about it.
Okay. Okay. So of course the wheel bearing goes out. We get it like a vac, and we start vacuuming these oats off my wagon, and
a couple neighbors drive by, and they know we have like this startup business. We're taking on the world, and they are not bought into the cover crop idea, and so we look like idiots.
And they're like, "Oh, it's 95. Good luck, boys.
have fun." Yeah, no, like offer to help.
They didn't even offer to give us a ride.
Nothing.
It's not like we were strangers, you know? And if I think about that, two of them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Joel and
well,
Randy.
I don't know if we need. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. If they listen to this, they'll kind of get a kick out of that anyway.
Yeah. It was just like one of those things where it's like, you guys are going to have to learn the hard way that this business is not going to work.
So we backed the oats off. We backed the oats off the Parker wagon, and that's a pretty good hand.
Yeah, not bad.
We backed the oats off the Parker wagon, and then Bill had rolling around the back of his truck 2 bush lights.
No, old Milwaukee's.
Old Milwaukee's, warm ones. And we drank them. And that's
in the shade of the Parker wagon on the side of the road while we were waiting for I think we were still waiting for the grain vac to, no, it must have been after we vacked it out.
We must have.
Yeah.
We were waiting for someone to come give us a ride.
And I remember we had like a really good business strategy meeting in the shade there.
And it was the best old Milwaukee ever.
Turning lemons into lemonade. That's what we did that day.
And we sold those oats. And we thought that was a big deal, selling that Parker wagon oats. Since then, how many acres of oats did you contract last year?
A little over 800. And we're going to be up from that this year probably.
So more than a couple Parker wagon fulls.
Yeah, because we sold out. We we kind of burned through our supply last year. So we're going to need more than we had last year. And, you know, we kind of figure like if everybody gets 100 on average, you know, well, that's 80,000 bushels of oats. That's moving and shaking as far as we're concerned. So,
yeah. So, last year was a really difficult oat growing year.
the worst. Yeah.
Because it rained every day in July, and some of our oats didn't come in until they didn't get combined until the 15th of August.
Up to like a month late. Usually we're combining oats third week of July. Pretty, you know, like clockwork. Yeah, it was. I think we got some in September that got combined in September. Unbelievable. Just the weirdest weather of all time.
So we're probably going to be a little, like we record these podcasts. We're kind of learning. Is this the fifth one?
This is number 5.
This is number 5. We're tied 2-2, by the way.
Yeah,
This is
tiebreaker.
This is the big one. So we record these podcasts, and they'll probably be about a month before this one's probably aired, roughly. So we might have oats in a month. We might not. It's the first part of February. But the weather looks really good for oats.
Yeah.
So what are you watching for to get oats in? Now, this is the first year you're not going to have oats.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I've got a fair amount of wheat in. I was really heavy oats last year, but I have enough wheat in this year that I'm just gonna do the wheat. James is gonna do quite a bit of the oats, and then our dealer network and our farmer network locally will also do some oats.
And how many years have you planted oats, do you think, in your farming career?
I feel like even before the cover crop business, we raised oats a lot, you know, just to establish a hay field or, you know, what have you. And we would kind of use it as feed a lot of times, I guess. So quite a bit. And in the last 10 years, for sure, 8 of them.
Yeah. So our family, we would never plant oats for grain. We'd always plant oats to start alfalfa. We'd chop the oats. Or we'd bale oat hay, but never would combine them. Like you growing up, did your dad always combine the oats, or did he cut them for hay? You had horses, so you had to. It was like a necessity.
Yeah. I feel like we would combine them more often than make them for hay.
Do you think your dad just wanted See, you're doing that again.
Well, it's the rules. Can we get a book of Hoyle in here?
I think your dad just wanted you to bale straw on like the hottest
when it's
day
100
ever.
degrees. Yeah, it made me tough.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So we talked about that first. Your start. Yeah, there you go. We talked about our first oat interaction. Gosh, you gotta be kidding me. And how we were buying oats from a neighbor. We didn't know the variety. What is it? I can't see.
26.
Okay, 26, 29.
Yep.
And we didn't know the variety. Bill, can you tell us about oat loss?
Okay. Similar to corn or beans, you know, somebody had to make these new varieties of oats. Generally, it's a university, and they have intellectual property patents on them, basically. So you can't, just like corn or beans, you can't just like save your seed and plant it back without paying Bayer, you know. So a protected variety is something that's usually less than 20 years old, 10 years old.
I think it's 20.
I can't remember. Yeah, I think you're right.
It is 20.
So if it's a relatively newer variety, University of South Dakota or whoever built that oat wants a little royalty check. So you can't just keep that seed and then sell it to your neighbor. What you have to do is buy registered seed, get it all certified through the State Crop Improvement Association, give them their royalty so they can give it to the proper people. And then that registered seed produces certified seed. And that certified seed you can sell to people who then can only sell it into the feed market. And it gets
pretty complicated.
Pretty complicated. And when you're two dumb farm kids who don't know anything about the seed industry, yeah, we probably did screw it up at the beginning, but it wasn't intentional. It was out of
ignorance. Yeah, that's what they all say.
But we've made as we grew, we made a really big push. Like, we have to learn this because we want to do it right.
Yep.
And everybody else should be doing that as well.
Yeah. So if you're not going to be selling certified oats, you can plant oats that are non-PVP protected. And there are a few varieties of non-PVP protected oats, one of which we plant a lot of is called Jerry. Jerry's been around for ever.
Yeah.
Jerry, do you think that was his first
It was
name
in the
or his
garden.
last name?
It was in the Garden of Eden.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's like a 1970s cultivar.
Can you Google Jerry Oats? Sorry, our off-camera production staff here.
Google
with a
Jerry
J.
with a J.
Jerry with a J.
Remember the Parks and Rec? Were you a Parks and Rec guy?
Yeah.
Remember when they figured out that Jerry's name was a G rather than a J?
Gary?
It's Jerry. Gary?
Yeah.
That is
funny.
So the guy back there is Toluf with a T.
He works his magic.
Yeah.
Works his magic.
So he's Googling, when was Jerry Oats released?
Develop. Yeah.
I'm going to bet 1974.
I'm going to go 78.
78. Okay, we'll talk about this. All right, so we raise Jerry Oats, and so we don't have to pay that royalty.
Yep, because the intellectual property timeline is out.
It's already gone.
It's beyond that.
And so we don't have to pay that royalty. And so a lot of our oats are Jerry's. And Jerry is a multi-purpose oat that's both good for forage production, chopping, or haying. It's tall, but it's also good for grain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, 12's coming in hot.
The Jerry O variety was released in 1961.
Even older.
It was developed by the Minnesota Agriculture Experiment Station and the USDA.
Minnesota, 1961.
So we were way off, 17 years off.
Man, that's wild.
Are we going to have a let's just
60,
fast forward
70,
in
70-year anniversary?
We should do that. We should put a little Jerry Oats.
Happy
70
birthday.
years on the bag.
Or like welcome to retirement, Jerry Oats. So when
You
turn
can get your
65.
Social Security Jerry Oats.
Yeah, and what's crazy, so like obviously the like risk you run planting Jerry's, which everybody always scoffs at us when we tell them we plant Jerry's because it's such an old variety, and it's just like, your seed corn and seed bean genetics. You lose a little of that disease resistance as they get older. So that's kind of the risk we run with it, but we've found that it just is a tough old oat.
Just a tough cookie. And so that's one variety that we're going to sell this year. The other variety is one of the newest varieties, and it comes out of Illinois, and it is called Rains.
Yeah.
And Rains is a very short oat. It has a lot of disease resistance. It's resistant to like crown rust. That's one of its big ones. But the biggest thing about Rains is it's like super, super short. And so why it can yield more, one reason why it can yield more is it's short so it doesn't lodge. And lodging is like when they fall down, makes it really hard to combine. The amount of nitrogen you use is basically like a 1-to-1 on how much it's going to lodge. And because Jerry's are really short,
Rains
are really short,
Yep.
they don't lodge as much. So you can push nitrogen towards them.
Yep.
And so we have certified Rains this year.
Yeah. And we're selling those to people that are producing. One of the cool projects that's going on right now, one of our friends and cooperators is starting oat mill, like a huge oat mill in Albert Lea, where it's going to consume. Do you remember the number? Like a crazy amount of acres of oats.
And they're all going to be domestically raised.
And they're going to all have, they kind of have sustainability goals. So there's going to be a cover crop behind all of them. Just trying to bring some oat production back to the States. Because most of our, we process a lot of oats in Iowa, and they almost all come from Canada.
Yeah, the largest oat processor in the United States is in Cedar Rapids, where they make all the cereal, Quaker Oats.
And they all come in by rail from Canada.
Yeah, they don't even have a truck dump there. And oats was traditionally the largest crop in Iowa. And so, like, this is just mind-boggling that we don't raise oats here. We raise oats here, but, like, the industry as a whole. Remember when we first got started and there were even some farmers that asked us, what is a bushel of oats?
Yeah.
Like, how much does a bushel weigh?
Yeah, nobody knows.
And that is so, I bet you their ancestors were like, you idiot, like rolling in their graves. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we have had to, it's been a big learning curve because we've had to teach ourselves a lot about production. Yep. A lot of the information we find is built on Canada and, North Dakota and stuff. Like, there's not a lot of information tailored to us. So we've kind of had to do our own research, basically.
That's 29.
29.
Isn't that wild? We didn't even get to 31 and all the cards are there. All the cards are on the table. Isn't that part of the intro?
I think so.
The cards are on the table.
The cards are on the table.
Yeah. So we've had to learn how to raise oats and really how to raise oats in central Iowa. And so another kind of crazy thing about oats is Canadian oats are so much higher test weight than our oats.
Mm-hmm. Which is why General Mills uses theirs, just for a more consistent product.
Yes. And what do you think the average test weight for our oats is here?
I would say our production the last 5 years is usually in that 36 to 38 pounds. But we've had some pretty good oat years in the last 5 years too. So
yeah, typically the drier you are, the better the oat year is. Boy, you have a fistful of aces there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, but we think oats are a really good fit they're really good fit for cover crops because we use them a lot for winter kill mixes. And we use them just a lot for forage and all that. But we also think it's a really good fit for Iowa because oats are a big deal for water quality. When you can add a third crop into the rotation, especially like oats that get harvested in July, you have a huge opportunity for a cover crop after them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's probably the best. I mean, they're not a huge moneymaker as far as just selling the grain, right? But when you can go in with a diverse cover crop mix in early August, late July, and get it going. I am grazing cows on our cow catcher blend right now that I put out after oats. And I haven't fed my cows in almost 3 weeks now. I've fed them 3 hay bales in 3 weeks. And that's mostly just to give them a little choice and feed. So you can't do that really effectively behind a corn and bean rotation because it just doesn't get enough sunlight, doesn't get enough heat after that full season crop. But when you can get it in early, it puts you at a big advantage for that kind of thing. And
you also spread out your labor. You're combining in July. Maybe then you don't need 2 combines if you're combining in July. We'll see how many people got that little dig.
Yeah, don't need to, but
you're beating me at
why
cribbage,
wouldn't you?
So I got to at least give you a little dig here.
If you listen to the last episode, I do currently have 2 combines. They're not fancy. Let's not get carried away. But I'm also quite understaffed on my farm. And so last year, I had a third of my acres combined by the middle of August.
Yep.
And I got to test out my combine and see what I needed to fix before corn and beans.
See if the AC worked.
Chase some ice out, whatever you got to do.
Yeah. Figured out how to hook a tow rope to your combine, pull it out.
Nope, don't have to do that.
You never got stuck?
No, but it was wet, wasn't it? Yeah, and so it just there's a lot of advantages that you don't think about where it spreads your labor out so you can actually take on more if that was your your idea.
Go. Yeah, and so in my operation, what we did now, my oats were a mild disaster last year, but I was able to haul manure early too, and that's also a huge advantage. And so
we have one guy that likes to raise oats because he rotates.
23.
Go. He likes to tile a field every year, and so he puts his oats on the field that he wants to tile, so that way the tile guy can come in August and work on his stuff when it's usually impossible for them to be tiling somewhere else.
Well, that's what I did with my wheat last year, and it was cheaper. It was probably like $100 cheaper because it was like it was like off labor time for him. And so he's like, all right, I can take all month doing this, and it's nice, it's warm, I'm not under the gun. So that's a really big deal.
Yeah, and like where I had oats last year, I've been building fence, so I could do that in September if I wanted to, if I didn't have anything else going on.
Nothing.
Darn
I got
it.
2 out of that whole hand.
That is tough. Dang. So now like I can get in and build that fence when ordinarily maybe I couldn't, and that way I don't have to break through frost to try and build my corner posts. So
Yeah. All right. So I want to keep talking on this podcast because I think there is a lot of information we need to talk about oats because
we love oats.
we love oats. All right. What are you this year putting? What are you putting either behind or with your oats this year? Oh, you don't have any oats.
I don't have any oats, but I have wheat, which is a similar idea. You combine in July still.
Yep.
I will put, if the market will bear it, buckwheat behind one field where
nice.
I can't really graze.
News to me.
Yeah. Well, I haven't ran it past the board yet, but
That's right. Just might have to hold it for a while.
yeah. And then, let's see. I got to think about. Oh, so in the other 2 fields that I have, they actually adjoin our pastures.
Okay.
So it's a perfect rotational graze, like fits in like a rotationally into our grazing system. So I'll most likely be putting cow catcher into there and then just graze, hopefully till May.
Yep. Are you going to do any underseeding? Well, you have, but did you do an underseeding last year?
I did do some red clover under one field last year, and it was awesome.
Yes.
I actually, you could walk out into it in like October, and it was flowering, and there were bees buzzing everywhere, and it just kind of makes you feel good. And then I actually ended up baling that late and got, man, I want to say 2 or 3 bales to the acre. I can't remember, of red clover and oat stubble hay, which is going to be pretty good feed.
Yes.
And then I'll come into it with corn. I'll probably have gotten a little bit of nitrogen credit through that system. So also all kinds of like axillary benefits. Is axillary a word?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to, so last year on my oats, I planted all kinds of clovers, Berseem, Balanza, red, crimson, mostly stuff that was out of date at our warehouse. I just mixed it all up and put it in, and it was awesome. Almost too awesome.
Almost overtook the oats.
Yes, almost too awesome. Because I had rains and they were really tall, and so...
And it was, your harvest was delayed by a month. In a normal year, it would have been fine.
It would have been so good in a normal year. I was so excited about it, and
30.
And then it rained every day.
Forever, yeah.
Yeah, go. So this year on mine, I am going to underseed it with probably my, I don't know, some clover of some sort. Probably Balanza, probably red, and I don't know, I might even try a little alfalfa this year, just for fun.
Yeah.
Like maybe like 1 or 2 pounds. And then I'm going to come back in 2, 4, 6. And then what I did last year that actually worked really good is I planted the cowpeas with the 30-inch row planter. So I am going to plant cowpeas into it. And then I'm going to, I don't know if then maybe some of it I'll do cowcatcher and graze. I'm not 100% sure yet. This is like the funnest, like this 100 acres I change my mind all the time on because I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. Have you ever tried like an annual clover, like crimson behind it?
I had crimson last year.
Like underseeding it?
Yes.
Really? How'd it go?
Oh, awesome. And crimson's like really low lying, and you could see all the cool buds. Like it makes the red buds.
Beautiful red bud.
It was good. I will definitely do crimson. And crimson's kind of cheap.
And then you don't have to worry about killing it for next year's crop.
I'm really not ever worried about killing clover, though. Are you?
Yeah.
Have you ever been like, oh, I'm worried about my corn, the clover's taking over?
Red clover. So here's my thing about red clover. I think it's pretty cool, but if you have a ton of growth of red clover in the spring, I think it makes the ground pretty hard, and I'm no-till, and it can be kind of tough to plant into.
Because it's rhizominous. Is that what it is? Where it comes up from?
Yeah. I don't know why it is, but it seems, and this is anecdotal, there's no science to it.
I hope someone calls up like a red clover and says, Bill, you're
what an idiot.
full of
Please
shit.
do, because I'm happy to learn. Like, I will admit that I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't think you know what you're talking about.
But I think it makes the ground pretty firm, and it competes pretty hard with that young corn, and it's kind of a bugger to kill in the spring. It's easier to kill in the fall.
I hope there's a parental advisory on this episode because you're spewing lies.
Do they still do the fact-checking thing?
I don't know, but I think you are running red clover down into the ground. And
No. It's a great tool. It requires management.
Okay.
That's
how you recovered. Where are we getting at? We were just going into a subject here. You were asking about crimson clover.
Yeah, because for this reason, right? I want to underseed my oats.
Oh, that's a big
with clover, but I don't want to spray it.
Oh, sure.
So if I can use one that winter kills.
I got this from a dealer of ours from Kansas, and he showed me like a University of Missouri trial on like the biomass of like different species of cover crops. I'll have to send it to you. I will look for it in the comments of the biomass of different species in different zones, and like all planted in October essentially. And basically put 10 down, just put a 10 down right now. Do it. 10 or Jack.
How about a 17?
27. Okay, but crimson clover had huge growth like in Missouri in the fall, but didn't have very much growth like in the northern regions at all, which makes sense. Go. But that was planted in October. If we would plant it in July, August, I think the growth would be huge.
I have a question for you and the audience.
Okay.
By audience, I mean Toth. Do you want, I'm going to put this out here. You can throw it back if you want. Do you want to talk about oats next week too?
Oats part 2?
Part 2.
Well, I think we should do that. I think that's a great idea. Scoring update. Bill's about ready to win again.
Yeah, that's true.
It's basically a done deal.
Yeah.
So I am 10 back. I have just gotten whipped last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the rubber. You're going to win. Count them.
Okay. I've got 15, 4 in a pair.
That's all you need. Yeah. So thank you for listening about oats. We are going to...
Yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back with more oat talk because dang it, we like oats. Like what you heard? Follow us between episodes on Facebook and Instagram at Iowa Cover Crop. Or send us an email and tell us what you really think at info@iacovercrop.com.